Good evening, fellow classmates. I'm recording this video for purposes of discussion 5, and what we have for you this evening is a mock action research by Rebecca Mackey for EDU 671 Fundamentals of Educational Research. What we're going to talk about in this next slide is the area of focus for the action research project that I'm working on. The research is really surrounding gardening and the benefits that it could have for your health. That will include lowering blood pressure, and also focusing on whether or not one can actually garden year-round in the Pacific Northwest. Some of the variables that will be dealt with in this research is weather. In the Pacific Northwest, you might have hail, wind, storm, and possibly even snow in the same day. You'll also be dealing with variables in time, variables in blood pressure readings, and what might also be happening during the day that could affect that. And the data collection and the analysis that is done can also be considered a variable. The main problem that we're dealing with here is gardening year-round. You may not have a problem gardening in the spring or summer, but when you put in elements where you're not getting full sun or you're getting torrential downpours or hail, it can really propose a problem. You're also dealing with problems with blood pressure treatment and how you might be affected by certain medications that you take. And that's a huge problem trying to be fixed here, is seeing if gardening and blood pressure can be going hand in hand at working together for improvement. Research questions that we're dealing with for this action research project is, does gardening year-round have effect at lowering blood pressure? In addition, what other health benefits are noticed from year-round gardening? And can year-round gardening be accomplished in cold weather environment? The intervention in question here is year-round gardening, daily recordings of gardening activities, and recording blood pressure daily, and tying all those in to have the ultimate solution to both gardening year-round and having a healthier lifestyle. The timeline that we're looking at here is going to be choosing the vegetables that are going to be planted by September 1st. So you can tell that we've already passed that date. Then we're going to go through the germination process. And that's essentially where you will prep the plants inside before taking and sowing them and planting them on the next date, which is September 10th. And after that, you'll continue to collect readings on a daily basis until November 25th, at which point you should have a fully growed garden and enough readings and data collection to form the analysis that you're looking for, at least for that small section of time. Now, because we're wanting to do this all year round, we're going to repeat the activities beginning in November, and we're going to repeat that again in February, and so on and so forth. Resources that we're going to have available to us for this research project are time, research tools, which could include the internet, the library, books. We're also going to have patience as a resource, because it will take time for the garden to grow, and there's going to be a lot of needing to pull weeds, needing to water on the days that it doesn't rain, and potentially, other things that you might have to deal with. An additional resource that you have to have for this research project is creativity. You have to be willing to think outside of the box in a way to make sure that you're tackling things as they come up, to make sure that you're getting your data collection, you're observing, and you're doing follow-through surveys for the project. Now, this specific action research project really only involves one person. It is a self data collection research project, and once this research project is completed, depending on the findings, it could grow into something more. where it's shared with others. Thank you guys so much for time on reviewing this presentation. I hope you enjoyed, and I definitely welcome feedback. Have a good evening.